So I tried a new format this week for the show. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been on vacation all week, and I really got to kind of work on this a little bit. I grabbed some ideas from some other people. Um, I think it's going to work better. I've used some game footages that I've been saving. I also played quite a bit of swtor because it's May the 4th, and there's some really cool things that you could do, like double XP and things like that. I played a lot of classic WoW. Fred McVan and I did a video up on YouTube. If you get a chance, check it out. Um, it's I have to say, WoW has definitely changed a lot. It's changed way more than I expected it to. My plan is to do quite a bit more of ESO. I haven't played that in quite a bit. I also would really like to do a little bit more in World of Warcraft besides Zereth Mortis, but I'm always in Zereth Mortis, so we'll check it out and see what else is going down. Question is, how do you feel about in-game stores that use real money transactions? That one came up in my head after seeing in-game stores a lot, during different gaming sessions in different games. I mean, Red Dead has their gold bars, Warcraft has their WoW token and their WoW store, swtor has their cartel market. I get 500 coins per month. ESO has their crown store. There's different feelings with in-game shops. People feel differently, so I thought it was a pretty good question. So let's see what we got. So the first reply comes from Fred McVan at Fred McVan. He says, I have no problem with them. If you're able to get what you want, why not? It's your money to do what you want with it. Some people are more fortunate than others. Some people don't have time to grind like they used to. Cosmetics and mounts don't bother me, but what bothers me is people who complain about others' playstyle. Who cares about the shiny new mount or what money they spent in game? It all comes down to doing what you love and having fun with it. That's kind of... That one is a lot like that thought is exactly kind of what runs through my head, because I guess I'm a little bit sensitive when it comes to playstyle, because I always feel like I get some ridicule for my playstyle. I'm an altoholic and I just love making characters. Everybody's like, why? And if I post it on the forums, man, I get trolled like you wouldn't believe. So I get kind of sensitive to people's playstyle. And if you want to buy the most newest, coolest looking thing on the in-game store in any game you're playing, then why the hell not? You should be able to do that. And that should be your playstyle. If you want to buy a new mount every single week and you spend your money on it, who the hell cares? It's your decision, right? You're having fun. And when it comes down to it, that's all that really matters. So I really do agree with Fred McVan on this one. I do believe that it all comes down to your playstyle and what you enjoy doing. I prefer cosmetics and mounts on the in-game store. I don't believe in the pay-for-win system. It's just not my thing. So I'm definitely for the cosmetics and mounts. The next reply comes from Charlie Plays WoW at Chiswick on Twitter. He says, one of WoW's shop's offering has even been turned into something you can purchase in-game instead, the gender and appearance change. 9.01 added the option to the barbershop, which is really cool, by the way. Then you have games that lock customization features behind an often $5 paywall, which I dislike. I think my least favorite feature of game shops is when they lock things like character level and character slots unless you purchase an unlock. I understand the necessity, games need money to run, but I'd rather have a game strictly be a sub or a free trial option than freemium. I think I like WoW's best, surprised LOL. No, I would have never thought that, Charlie. Sure, there are boosts and tokens, but everything else is cosmetic, and their offerings are pretty slim. Freemium pay-to-win games, which have a gacha loot box feel, predatory, and I avoid them. I want to buy an item, not RNG rolls. I think you got legitimate point. I mean, I don't like the pay to win situation at all, and I feel swtor doesn't really do that either. I think swtor's most of their stuff is cosmetic, but in the same, you lose some content from expansions on the free-to-play options in games. I know ESO does that, and swtor, you don't get the new stuff unless you pay. swtor is cool with the fact that when you pay, you get it unlocked, so it's really just kind of throwing down a 1-month sub. But ESO, actually, my gripe with that was I wanted to go back to free-to-play, but I didn't get anything unlocked that was, unless I had purchased it. So it was kind of annoying. I do like the gender appearance change that was thrown into the barbershop. I always would pay to change my stuff, so it was kind of saving me some money. I definitely dislike the character slots though not being, you know, while I dislike them not being in WoW's shop, but I also dislike having to pay for them. So I mean, I'll do it. There's no problem with that. I'll do it either way you look at it. But it's kind of like, why can't I play 140 characters? I mean, think of the time that I'm putting into your game if I'm making 140 characters. So you're getting a ton of hours out of me, the player, and you gave me 140 character slots. You're going to keep me playing, regardless if you make me pay for a slot or not. I mean, the point is you're going to keep my subscription active. So I don't see any reason why they couldn't just have unlimited character slots in games, but I see people taking advantage of it too. The boosts, I don't like the boosts so much. I get why there are boosts. I don't normally use them. In fact, if you look at my screen, you'll notice in my login screen that I don't really ever use it in WoW. I'll use it on a character that I haven't used in a while just because I'm like, hey, I guess I have it, I might as well use it. But the cosmetics, really, like you said, in WoW, there's really not much there. I mean, they don't have anything really more than mounts and pets. So, but it's definitely a good reply, and thank you again, Charlie. The next one comes from Ziani at Pandarin for Life on Twitter. She says, I don't mind when games have this, as long as it's not required to progress. I should be able to make currency, not required to buy it and move along in game. Once I pay for a game, using more cash should be an option. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I don't feel like it should be required. If I'm locked out of content because I didn't pay for it, but I already bought your game, then what the hell? Like, I don't like that. I don't like that option at all. Don't require me to buy it. That's what kind of frustrates me with Elder Scrolls, and I'm not knocking Elder Scrolls, but I pay a subscription. I'm jumping in for the subscription. Yeah, I get all the previous stuff, so that's cool. But if I go back to free to play, I can't do anything. Like, unless I own it, I can't do it. So it does kind of frustrate me on that. And I get it though. It does make sense. You got to make your money, but don't lock me from the content. Like, I don't like that. And it is tricky sometimes. Did you spend $60 on a game or an expansion, and do you really want to pay for the rest of it? I mean, that's what gets me, especially with swtor. I love swtor. I am not knocking swtor, but like, the cool lightsaber that I really want, I have to buy it from the market. Like, why can't you give me that an option in game and use credits or something to get it? Like, why can't a crafter craft this cool ass lightsaber that I can purchase from, the vendors, from not from the cartel market, but from the auction house? And I know it's different, and I think it's the Bazaar in Star Wars. But you've got to, like, give me a reason to buy it. I don't want to have to spend cash to get the new cool item. So it does kind of frustrate me a little bit. So the next one comes from Shantyman Gaming at Shantyman Gaming. He says, all in all, I feel they're fine with two caveats. As long as they're used to reinvest into the game and not simply a means to inflate profit numbers for shareholders, and as long as there isn't a pay-to-win type of items. I mean, that's my gripe. Without a doubt, that's my gripe. There's no need for pay to win. It's just, it ruins the game. So I definitely agree with you, Shanty, for sure. I think that's a lot of my thought, and I'll go over that at the end. But just, if they're used to bring profit back into the game, like swtor does too, like, I get they put a lot of this stuff on the market, the cartel market, and people buy it and then they sell it. They use their monthly subs. And I think it's the same with ESO, because I've seen Ahmed do it a lot too, where he'll purchase stuff, back and forth from the Crown Store and sell it. So it is kind of reinvesting back into the game. So the next one comes from Electric Smurf at Sound Wizard LLC, who actually kept it very, very short because he didn't like the question, I guess. He wrote, pay to win horseshit. I mean, I can't even argue with you on that one, Smurf. Anything that's pay to win is crap. Remember Battlefront? And it was always like pay to win, and it created this whole problem on EA, and it just went viral that EA was charging people for boxes that were going to be pay to win. It's stupid. It's completely stupid. Anything that's pay to win is just dumb. There's no need for it. I don't feel like there's a reason for it. But I mean, Red Dead isn't pay for winning. You know, it's you can buy everything with money or you can buy it with gold. There are things that lock you out that you have to buy with gold, but all in all, definitely not pay to win. Pay to win is it is horseshit. So, my thoughts on this. I really don't mind in-game stores. I actually kind of like them. I just don't like the pay-to-win aspect of it. It's ridiculous. As Sound Wizard would say, it is complete, utter horseshit. There's just no need for it. We don't need a pay-to-win system. It's dumb. It's really, really dumb. I think the thing that bothers me the most about in-game stores, such as what swtor has, is the fact that all the cool stuff are tied to those in-game stores, and ESO does it too. Why can't I have that cool lightsaber that I built or somebody built for me that I purchased from a crafter? Why can't I have that awesome glowing freaking sword and ESO that somebody made for me? I just don't like to have to use my own real money, especially when I pay for a subscription, because I pay for subs in most of my games. I can't play the free to play, so it just doesn't work for me. But like I said, to wrap it up all in all and to keep it short, I don't mind in-game stores. I just don't like pay to win. So anyway, thank you for everybody that went out and replied this week and gave me some feedback. Make sure you comment on the video format and how you feel about it, and if you think that I should make any changes or anything like that. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It always helps.